Welcome, everyone, to our angel experience. I'm so happy that you are here and that you were called to this moment. Thank you for joining me, and I'm really excited to connect with you today. This is a special angel gathering live on Zoom, or some people might watch the replay. But basically, our intention tonight is really to connect with the angels and to receive some really important messages. We are at such a pivotal time on the planet right now, and the angels want to share some things with us. So I'm going to have time for some angel insights from the angels and fairies. And then also we will have time for questions and answers about the Archangel Activation Facilitator certification. Some of you have applied and you're still tuning in. Some of you have not applied. And so the intention is that you can have some clarity from the Q&A time to see, are you being called to work with the angels? Are you being called to learn from me? Because basically this certification is a chance to teach my most popular angel classes and meditations, a series of 12 classes and 12 meditations. And I've been talking to lots of people who've had lots of questions, lots of self-doubt coming up, wondering like, am I qualified to do this? So if you feel like you're a little bit on the fence, like you're kind of being called to it, but you're having something come up like doubt or a money block or whatever kind of blocks there are, we're going to just really kind of like cut through the blocks tonight and really look clearly at, are you being called and what do you do about that? And of course, any questions that you have. And then we'll do a guided meditation as well. I'm really happy that you're here. Welcome to Annette and Jeff and Carrie and Lynn and Pam and Veronica and Courtney. Awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and just get started. I'm going to invite you to just take a couple deep breaths. Not the meditation yet, but just take a couple breaths just to let go of stress. You can close your eyes if you want to. Deep breath. And as you breathe, give yourself permission to just be here in this moment. Good. Beautiful. And then you can keep breathing deeply. I'm going to start talking and sharing some angel messages, but keep bringing yourself to the present moment. So basically, I'm just asking the angels, our beautiful angels of light, the archangels, our guardian angels, this whole beautiful team of angelic beings to just be with us right now and to share some beautiful insights and messages of, of what we need to know right now. And so the first thing that they are saying, this is a message for all of us, very clearly, it's coming from all the angels, but I can really feel Archangel Michael's presence at the forefront. They're saying, you know what to do. So the angels are saying, you know what to do. You know what is the next action step for your life. You know what is like, they're showing me this creative spark that you are meant to bring forward. So if you maybe are being called to a creative project or to take this next action step with your life purpose, they're saying you know what to do and it's time for the lights to turn on brighter in your life, which is really exciting because we are now in 2020 and the energies are so like, they're like dynamic. I don't know if you've been feeling that, but the energies are dynamic and somewhat like, the word that comes to mind is explosive, but not explosive like a bomb. It's like explosive like a glitter bomb, like a like this burst of energy that is available to us. So we're all really upgrading very quickly in terms of our vibration. And so there's all these, this is cool. I haven't seen this before. They're showing me there's all these like little explosions, but what there really are is they're portal openings. So energetic portal openings, and a portal is like a gateway that you can walk through. And so when you really are willing to say yes to your higher purpose, your bigger picture purpose for your life, there's going to be all these opportunities to step in and to say yes, like this little vortex opening or another little explosion of light and like a burst of light in this vortex opening. So what they're saying is say yes to the opportunities that light you up. And say yes to what you're really being called to do. And the angels have a bigger vision for your life than you could ever imagine. I mean, I think of that, just I have an example of that because I used to be a social worker and I thought that was going to be my career for my whole life. And then I discovered life coaching. And then I was like, oh my God, I found my purpose. I found life coaching. But that was just the start of my spiritual journey. And then it just kept getting, like this step led to that step, led to that step. And then before I knew it, I was communicating with angels and teaching angel classes, and I never would have guessed that. And even like teaching the angel classes has allowed me the opportunity to travel all around the US and also abroad too, which is really quite amazing. So there's was this like bigger vision for my life and my purpose than I saw for myself. And that's something the angels keep emphasizing right now. Archangel Haniel is coming through, and Haniel is the angel of intuition and divine feminine power. And she is just saying that there is a bigger picture for your life, and you might not see it right now. But when you follow those little bursts of inspiration, those creative sparks, like when you follow the things that light you up and say yes to the opportunities that excite you and that like almost scare you, like those opportunities that create some sort of feeling in you, they move you. They might excite you, they might scare you, they might do both. But say yes to those opportunities and your life is just going to keep moving forward and expanding, and like the love, the joy, and the abundance that are coming and available to you are just like mind blowing. So they're saying hold that highest vision for your life and don't give up. Which I'm going to ask them though. They were just saying that they have a higher vision for you than you can see for yourself. But now I just heard them say hold a really high vision for your life. So they're saying both. It's like hold the highest vision that you can for yourself, and then know that the angels are holding an even higher vision. It's like you can see some of it, but there's even more. So all they're saying is have an open heart and say yes to when you feel called to say yes. Okay, this is interesting. Normally when I'm doing like an intuitive insight like this, I just let them keep going, but I'm getting a nudge to see if anybody has any questions that you want to ask the angels, preferably a question that would relate to all of us. So preferably not something like, I lost my shoes today, where are they? Not something that's only related to you, but if you have like a universal question that could really apply to more than one person, then please post it in the chat box. And then I'm gonna share one more thing. And then I'll even ask if anybody wants to like speak their question too. But if you can, type it in the chat box. And I want to address something that's been really important, is this coronavirus that is just, of course, sweeping the whole world globally. And the angels are very much saying to hold strong to a vibration of love, hold into a vibration of strength and faith, and like really visualize this virus no longer having such power over us, and visualize the virus dissipating, dissolving into light, and really hold this highest vision that the planet is full of health and joy and love, and like even praying for the people who have been affected and praying for the prevention of the spread of this virus. So the whole point in what they're saying is like really feel like wait, let me backtrack. Sorry, sometimes there's so much so fast, I just don't know how to say it all. So anyway, backtracking. You are a leader. You are a light worker, and you are a big heart. They're not saying you have a big heart. They're saying you are a big heart. You are love. And so that means you are a leader in the world. Whether you see yourself as a leader or not, you hold the vibration of love every day. So keep up that vibration of love as much as possible, and speak words of positivity, and see the things that you want happening, like see this virus coming to an end, like those kinds of things. Don't give in to the fear and to the worry, even though we're going to worry. I mean, I've had lots of worry about the virus, and I'm like, oh, this is so concerning. But the angels are just saying, like, as much as you can, have your moments of worry, but then quickly get out of them. Quickly surround that worry with love and trust and knowing. And this is why our purposes are more important than ever. It's just like the planet needs us. And that's really, really important. The planet is shifting, and the people on the planet are shifting. We're all shifting. And it's actually easier than ever to step into our gifts, to step into our truth. So angels, what else do you want everybody to know? So Archangel Jophiel is coming forward with a message, and Jophiel is the angel of joy. And she is saying as much as possible to hold a vibration of joy and fun and playfulness, even in the midst of these difficult experiences, like even in the midst of the spread of the coronavirus, even in the midst of our wild political climate right now. So hold as much as possible the vibration of love and joy, and be there for yourself. The angels are saying you are strong, stronger than you might even know, and you really have the opportunity to shine. And they're just saying, it's like, it's time to shine. It's time to shine. It's time. This is really, I'm getting chills. Powerful. It's time to come out of the shadows. If you feel like you've been in the shadows, it's time to shine. It's time to be in the, almost like at the front line of helping other people. And it's time to maybe be more visible, maybe be on a stage if you're being called to like be in front of people speaking or sharing, or if you're being called to take a more active role in your local community, or if you're being called to be more active on social media or sharing messages. The angels are saying that we're all messengers. And I'm preparing for the Archangel certification. So just this morning I'm preparing my handouts about the angels, and I was reminded of how the word angel actually means messenger. It's a Greek word for messenger, messenger of love, messenger of the divine, messenger of God. And what the angels are saying right now is that we are all messengers. We're all messengers of love, and messengers for like our truth and what we really truly believe. And the time is now to be at the forefront of your life and the forefront of your community, sharing what you really believe in, and stepping into your gifts, because there is no other time other than now. Time is circular. We can always say, oh, maybe later I'll share my gifts, but it's actually important to do it now. Make sense? Okay, I'm going to pause for a second. Does anybody have a question that you want to ask of the angels that might apply to all of us? You can unmute yourself if you want, if you're on your computer, or you can type in the chat box. I don't see any questions in the chat box, so I'll just keep going. But feel free to unmute yourself if you want to. I kind of feel like the energy just wants to keep going, so I'll just keep going. All right, so we are going to do a short guided meditation a little bit later, but that will really help us get kind of like more out there with the angels and in a different space. So right now I want to do more of the mind thoughts. So I'm going to see if anybody has questions about the Archangel activation certification, and I'll share a couple of common questions that are coming up, but feel free to type in the chat box and let me know if you have questions. So the most common question that I'm receiving is, am I qualified? So just a little brief overview is this certification program will certify you to teach a series of 12 angel classes about different archangels and about different topics that are related to life and life purpose. Like there's a class called Activate Your Joy with Archangel Jophiel, or Activate Your Confidence with Archangel Michael, Activate Your Vibrant Health with Archangel Raphael, and so on. So 12 classes, 12 guided meditations, and I'm certifying a very select small group of people, limited to 25 people. I'm certifying these people who are being called to work with the angels to teach my classes, and you could teach them in your local community, like at workshop center, or even in living room settings. Sometimes it's fun to have a workshop in your living room or in a client's living room, like a nice intimate setting. Or you could teach at a spiritual center, maybe a church, like a unity church that would be open to the angels. You can teach online. I'm going to actually set you up for success so you know how to teach online. Or you could even teach as a destination retreat, which is so cool. You could literally teach in like some beautiful tropical location, or any location of your choice. And so basically, if you are being called to work with the angels, this is a phenomenal opportunity. And if you've been wanting to start a business, this is going to set you up for success because it's a certification, but it's more than an ordinary certification. I've seen lots of certifications out there that teach a skill, like how to do intuitive angel readings or how to do this and that. But this certification is not just teaching you skills, it's teaching you skills, and then it's giving you all the things that you would need for success in a spiritual business. So basically, you're learning the skills of how to teach, public speaking skills, and how to teach my classes in particular, all about the angels. And then you also learn the skills of how to facilitate guided meditations, which are so empowering for people. And I'm also giving you transcripts of the classes and the guided meditations, outlines, marketing materials, like marketing materials that you can use on social media or flyers or emails, and lots and lots of stuff. So basically, you're being set up for success so that if you are being called to help others and to really help them improve their lives with the angels' help, all you have to do is show up and share from your heart. So back to the question of, am I qualified? I've had a lot of people say I'm interested, but I don't know if I'm qualified to work with the angels. First of all, if you feel the calling, that is all that matters. That calling is so important. When I was called to work with the angels, I had no idea how it was going to end up. When I actually got my certification, it was almost 10 years ago, I thought I was never going to tell anyone that I was getting certified. I thought I was just doing it for my own personal spiritual growth. I had no idea that my life purpose would call me to be this open about the angels. And so the whole idea is like when you follow your heart and you follow your calling, then the details will fall into place. So you are qualified because you want to help people. Or I just see if this sounds like you. I mean, I don't want to make any assumptions, but see, I think you're all caring people, but but let's say you're qualified to work with the angels if you are a caring person, if you care about others, you want to help people, you want to make a difference. If you believe in the angels and you believe that the angels are just these beautiful energies of love and light that want to help us, and like if you've had your own experience of your life being better because of working with the angels, or if you feel like this desire to get closer to them, that's also another qualification. So being qualified to work with the angels is different than having a resume with a certain list of all the skills that you have. It's more of like your life resume, your life experiences. Like, have you loved very deeply? Have you loved others very deeply? Have you been through some kind of pain or heartache? A lot of the people that are getting certified, they have a story to tell. Some people have had like a rough childhood or a rough teenage time when they were teenagers, or like one person in particular, she was a single mom and she didn't know about the angels when she was a single mom. So now she wants to help single moms to work with the angels and to make their lives easier so they can access love and joy and abundance. So there's this whole idea of like we're meant to turn our mess into our message. Turn your mess into your message. And if you've been through something difficult and challenging, very well could be that you're meant to help other people go through a similar situation, or like avoid that situation or move through it smoother or whatnot. And with the angels' help, possibly. So anyhow, these are the kinds of things that qualify you. A caring heart, a willingness to help others, having been through some kind of difficulty in your life that you feel inspired to make a difference now because of that. So these are the things that qualify you, more of qualifications from the heart. It's not about like, oh, how good is your intuition, or like how open to the angels are you? How many signs do you notice in a day? It's not about that at all. It's just about your willingness, because when you're called to work with the angels, they're going to give you everything that you need. They're going to give you everything. I'm giving you everything you need to actually teach. So even if you could never, for the rest of your life, can never communicate with an angel ever, it doesn't matter. You still have all the teaching materials that you'll just be set up for success. So that's cool. But what I find is when we actually are sharing our gifts and we're helping other people, that our intuitive channels open up even more. So I know that you already communicate with angels, whether you know it or not. And I am going to help you identify those communications, so you realize, oh my God, the angels are talking to you, because they talk to us in such subtle ways. Sometimes it's just through our thoughts. Sometimes it's through visions or feelings or knowings. But the more that you work with the angels, the closer your relationship with them will be. So you'll know when the angels are communicating to you more and more. So basically, you're qualified, and your ego will never believe this. And that's totally okay. It's your mind will never believe that you're totally qualified. So listen to this though from your soul. That's what I would say. Like, you're in your soul, you know already that you're qualified. On a mind level, ego level, none of us ever feel qualified for, especially when we're asked to step it up, right? Like, you're being asked, I mean, whether you're drawn to this Archangel program or something else in your life, like, we're all being asked to step it up. And so it's like, oh, that can create fear. It can create excitement. It can create that fear of the unknown. And fear of success is actually even more common than fear of failure, and fear of like shining and really, really having a great life. Because there's that belief that can come up, like, well, who am I to have a great life when people are suffering? And what I would say is, you're meant to be a leader to help people who are suffering and to inspire people. But you can't inspire people if you're like just, staying home, never doing anything to help others, right? So it's like, how are you being guided to inspire people? And is that through teaching? Is that through writing? Is that through working with the angels? Or is it through something else, like some kind of other creative expression? Okay, so I hope that helps. So you're all qualified. I know that you are. Okay, and Pam asks a question. She says, I understand what you were saying about saying yes to opportunities. What is the best way to really know this is the right opportunity for you? That is such a good question. I'm going to share with you, Pam, something that I work with myself. It's actually from my new Mariposa Sacred Sexuality teachings, but it's not sexual at all. But it's still, it's a really cool technique. The whole idea is to notice what happens in your body. So when you think about a certain opportunity, like, let's just say you're thinking about, I'm just going to use like a random opportunity. You're thinking about a certain restaurant you want to go to. What you would do is you feel in your body what happens when you think about that restaurant. So just think about a restaurant that maybe you would consider going to, and notice any sensations in your body. Notice your feeling or your level of excitement. And if you think of it, like, think of a joy meter. Like, there's a thermometer that measures temperature. Imagine you have this meter that measures your level of joy. On a scale of 0 to 10, how much joy do you feel about that restaurant? Or like, how much, does it light you up? That's another way to say it, either joy or like, how much does it light you up? And usually the higher numbers indicate, yes, that's in alignment for you. Like, anywhere between 6 and above is a pretty good yes. 8 and above is a very strong yes. So basically what you would do, like if you're considering the Archangel certification, is you would just tune into your body, and you would do like a little mini meditation where you can just take a couple deep breaths. And actually, I'm just going to guide you guys through this if you want to experience it. It's a great skill to have. So if you'd like to, you can close your eyes just for a moment and take a nice deep breath. Good. And one more deep breath. And now just place your hands on your heart just to help you connect with your body. Hands on heart, or you could put one hand on your heart, another hand on your stomach, whatever feels kind of grounding to you. I like one hand on my stomach, one on my heart. And then bring to mind the Archangel Activation Facilitator certification, just like the idea of it. Bring that to mind. And now we're going to actually work with your lovely ego just for a moment, because the ego is afraid of change. So imagine you can pull your ego out of your body and just place it into a bubble right next to you. Beautiful. So your ego is just right there next to you, but we're calling on your soul's knowing. Perfect. Okay, so again, just bring to mind the Archangel Activation Certification. And this time we're going to ask, how do I think of how to ask this? I'm asking the angels. So give me just 1 second. Okay, we'll say it this way. Am I being called to the Archangel Activation Certification? So ask, am I being called to the Archangel Certification? And then notice what happens in your body. Notice any sensations. Notice any thoughts. All right, and then we're going to ask one more question. On a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being highest, how much joy do you feel when you think about the Archangel Certification? Level of joy, 0 to 10, when you think about the Archangel Certification. Beautiful. Okay, and go ahead and open your eyes. So what I would love to hear is if anybody wants to share, you can either unmute yourself and share verbally, or you can type in the chat box. But I'd love to hear just a few people share, what sensations did you feel? Like, did you notice anything in your stomach or your shoulders, or any sensations in your body when we did that? So go ahead and share. And the idea here is that your body will tell you your truth. So if you felt things like little tingles, or like a feeling of excitement, or a wave of energy, that all means something. If you felt like some sort of dread, that means something. All of these sensations mean something. And so ideally you'll feel something. Like if you feel fear, that actually could be a sign. If you feel a sense of excitement, that's definitely a sign. And then in terms of the joy level, I ask myself this joy level all the time. I'll be like, okay, I want to do this opportunity. How much joy do I feel about that opportunity? Is it a 5? Is it an 8? Is it a 1, a 10? So ask yourself these questions, and then you can make decisions based on the questions. But joy is the energy of our soul. Our soul is love and joy. So when you feel a high amount of joy about an opportunity, that is an indication that it's in alignment with your soul. If you feel excited about it. And when I was guided to my angel certification, I felt so much excitement. I just like knew I had to be there. And I don't know if any of you have attended, if you happen to see the recording of a previous Q&A call I did, so I don't want to get into the whole story, but just brief overview is I had no idea how I was going to pay for it. I was like, I just have to be there. And I had such a strong soul knowing. Okay, so let me know. I don't see anything in the chat box, but let me know if you have anything you want to share. So I hope that helped. So it's about tuning into your level of joy, noticing sensations in your body. And also, I really feel like making decisions from intuition is so important, as well as our practical thoughts too, right? So it's like thinking through this way. Do you feel that you would love to help people? Do you feel that you would love to teach people? Or even work with people one-on-one? Because the cool thing about this certification program is I'm going to set you up for success and show you how to work with people one-on-one, with the Archangel activations, as well as to teach. So you could teach large groups, you could teach like 5 or 6 people, you could teach one person at a time. And the one-on-one sessions, if you are guided to work with clients one-on-one or even friends, basically you would lead them through a coaching session and help them to like almost like solve a problem that they're having in their life, or to meet a goal that they have. Like, let's say they want more abundance in their life. You would give them some techniques about how to activate their abundance with the help of Archangel Ariel. And then you could guide them through a beautiful guided meditation to help them to access their abundance at a deep subconscious level and an energetic level with the angels' help. So it's pretty cool. You can apply this to one-on-one sessions as well. Okay, let me know any other questions coming up for you. And then I have a couple other notes. Let me just grab my notes. Okay, so what about if you are concerned about the money? That is also a question that we have received from some people too. And so, and I went into a lot of depth on this in the last Q&A call. So I'm going to just touch on it tonight. Unless it's like really speaking to all of you, I'll go into even more depth. So just let me know. But basically, if you are being called to the program, that is the most important question to ask yourself. And if you're being called to this program, where there's a will, there is a way. Where there's a will, there is a way. When you make this powerful decision to say yes to your calling, dormant forces come alive and a way opens up. You might not see the way at first, but when you ask your angels for help, and when you really get creative and you get quiet with yourself to brainstorm some ideas of how you can pay for it, you'll see the answers. Like, the answers will come to you for how you can access money. And it's very common for many humans to walk around saying, well, I just don't have the money, I can't afford it, it's too expensive. And if you think about it, those all become self-fulfilling prophecies. It's like we just walk around saying, I can't afford something that we actually could afford. And I do it to myself sometimes too. I've worked on getting out of this habit. So it's like no judgment. It's a part of the way that most of us have been programmed to like limit ourselves and to just be like, I can't afford something. So yeah, your current financial circumstances might look like you can't afford it, but is that really true? Because you are a powerful, infinite being of light. And you have a divine inheritance available to you that has infinite amount of resources and money and supplies and everything that you need to fulfill your purpose. So if this program is part of the path of you fulfilling your purpose, that means your divine inheritance is going to support you. And this is all very like esoteric, but let's get in practical terms. So that means that you have all the money that you need to support you. And that means that you can make a list of like 20 to 50 ways that you could generate money now. That's what I recommend, is getting out of your own way and getting creative, and just write down like 20 to 50 ways you could make money now or generate money to pay for this program, even if it's like selling belongings. If you have any old items laying around, collectible items or things you could sell on eBay, or if it's like canceling an unused membership, or what a lot of people have been doing is actually asking people to sponsor them. So if you have someone in your life that might have some extra money, but was looking for something meaningful to do with that money, then you can ask if they'd be willing to sponsor you. And they could just sponsor you out of the goodness of their heart, or they could give you a loan that you could pay back once you are teaching your Archangel activations. So the cool thing is that it's a series of 12 classes. And if you charge for the classes $33 per class, or $333 for a series of 12 classes, so basically if they like pay up front for all 12 classes, then that would give them 2 classes free. And if you have 6 people, just 6 people say yes to the series of 12, then that is all the money you would need to pay for your whole certification. So 6 people, which is pretty great, because the first 2 months I had taught this program, I had 51 people in it. So I think you can easily have 6 people come and do your program. And so like the certification is going to pay for itself. Absolutely. And so the most important thing is to really, really ask yourself if this is an alignment for you, and then to be like, okay, now it's time to get in my power. Now it's time to access the money that I need. Now it's time to get creative. And because it's not about the money. It seems like it's about the money, but it's not. It's absolutely not. Money is a tool. Money is energy. And it's absolutely about you being honest with yourself and being clear with yourself about what really is in alignment for you. And I've been through this so many times where I've made an investment that I literally thought, I don't have the money for this. I just don't. But I found a way. And thankfully, there are ways, like PayPal has this really cool credit option. You can apply for PayPal credit and have 6 months, 0% APR, and then pay the money back like 6 months from now. And the certification is 2.5 months. So technically, you could apply for that PayPal credit now, start teaching right away when you get certified in mid-May, and then pay it back in plenty of time. So that's an option for you. Or opening up a like 0% APR new credit card. Again, asking someone to sponsor you. Or a few people have even been asking friends if they'd like to take their angel classes, and ask the friends if they'd like to just pay ahead of time to sponsor you. So it doesn't have to be one person that sponsors you. It could be several people that chip in to pay for your certification, and then you can pay them back with the angel classes when you're done. So I hope that helps. So just remember that it seems like it's about the money, but it's not really about the money. And this is actually a very common thing that that our minds do, is our minds will say, I can't afford it. But ask yourself, is that really true? Or is that like a trick that your mind is playing on yourself to keep you small, or to keep you from really shining? Because the mind, everybody's mind has an innate fear of change. And you're going to experience some kind of change and transformation when you work with the angels, and when you learn these beautiful classes and go through the angelic healing guided meditation. So it's like, are you ready for that vibration? Are you ready to live with a brighter, like in a brighter way, and just to feel happier on a daily basis, and bring that joy and that love to other people? Because the program has worked miracles in people's lives. I've seen it time and time again. And it's worked miracles in my life too. Like working with the angels is just, it's such a precious thing. Okay. Any other questions? You guys are quiet, unless the chat box is not working. But I'm going to look at my notes, and I'm just going to be quiet for a moment. If anyone wants to unmute yourself, let's see, you have the ability to unmute yourself. So I'm going to just be quiet for a moment. If anybody wants to speak something or ask a question, please do. Okay. All right, let me tune in then. I'm going to tune in and ask the angels for any other insights, and then we'll get to the guided meditation too. Okay, let me see. Oh, that's what I wanted to let you know too, is if you are being called to the program and you have questions later on, then please email me, and or please apply. Because once you do apply, then either myself or my partner Mike are available to talk with you on the phone, and just, we want to just get to know you a little bit, and we want to make sure that the program is a good fit for you, and that you're a good fit for the program. And so basically, we just love to chat with you. So if you do have questions that come up, just let us know. I'm finding with people that sometimes we just get stuck in, like, we get stuck in indecision. Even some people who have applied, then they like start questioning themselves, and they're like, I don't know if I should do this. And so let's just keep the energy moving. It's like, if you're feeling called, then apply. Just like, let's just keep it simple. Apply, and then we have more information. So we will let you know if we approve your application, and then we can have a conversation to answer all your questions, and just keep the ball rolling, because I want you to make the best decision for you. And there's no obligation if you apply. But the program starts this Friday. the live classes where I'm going to be training you how to facilitate all start this Friday afternoon or early evening, depending on your time zone. And so we are ending enrollment on Wednesday. So there's 2 days left. And we actually had closed applications. I think it was almost like a week and a half ago, but I opened them up again just a few days ago because we still have a few spots left, and I'm still looking for the right people to share the angels' messages. So if you feel like, oh, I'm thinking about applying, I just encourage you just to do it. Just like, what do you have to lose? There's no obligation. Let's just see if this is right for you. And you know me, I'm not going to pressure you into doing anything because I want you to do what's right for you. So I'm not going to like, and Mike either. Like we're not into like pressure sales. We're into alignment and really helping you to make the best decision for you, whatever that is. So just apply. All right. And then let me see. I think I was going to say one other thing. Oh, and then Paulina says she wants to speak, but I can't hear you. Wonder why. Okay, hold on. And you're not muted. I wonder why I can't hear you, Paulina. Can anybody else hear Paulina? Can someone type in the chat box if you can hear? Huh. Unmute you. Okay, I'm not sure what to do, Paulina, unless, yeah, you're not muted. Okay, and Courtney says, cannot hear her either. Huh, well, I mean, you might want to check your speakers maybe at the bottom left corner. If you're on your computer, at the bottom left corner, it should have a little thing where you can test your speakers. Or you could type in the chat box, but I'm sure it's easier to speak. So keep us posted. Just let us know if you can get your mic working. Okay. Another question that came up too, someone asked, well, how long are you certified for? And you are certified basically for life. This is a certification where you pay this one time to get certified, and then there's no like membership dues or anything. You don't have to pay me a certain percentage of the money you make. It's just basically you get certified and then you help other people and you can charge money, you can make money, and you can make actually lots of money. So the cool thing about this Archangel Activation certification is that it's almost like a business in a box. If you want to start a spiritual business, or if you want to add the angels to your current spiritual business, it's a super great business opportunity. Or if you just want to do it for your own spiritual development, that's possible too. We have a retired gentleman in the program who is learning because he wants to deepen his own spiritual growth, and he'll help people too. But it's just, you know, it's a different kind of feeling when you're doing it as a business versus for personal development. But the cool thing is this actually could be a full-time business. I would recommend starting slow and letting it be part-time and then growing into full-time, but it could easily become a full-time business of teaching about the angels, or it could be something that supplements your current income that you just do super part-time. Like you could teach one class a month for a year, or you know, keep it really light. So it just depends on how much action you want to take. Okay, I think Paulina, I'm not sure.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yay! Okay. I closed out everything. I just bought a new phone and I had to re-sign in and allow access and all of that. So I thought I'm just going to close out and start again. So thank you.
Oh, thank you for trying again.
Sure. Yeah. I just wanted to add some comments, Courtney.
Yeah, absolutely.
First of all, the message from, was it Jophiel?
Mm-hmm.
That was beautiful and necessary. I'm receiving other messages via email from other friends, but that had some important points that we need to be reminded about. So I'm very grateful for that. I just wanted to say that I'm really impressed because I've signed up for the class, and you break it down, all of the segments, really well. I'm impressed with how much content you have. I've had a lot of higher education. I'm really impressed with how you've broken it down.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, wait a minute. Are you
It's
still
a
there?
lot
There.
here.
Yeah,
Yes.
there is. Well,
Okay.
thank you so much for sharing that, Paulina. And there's a lot of content, right?
Yes, it's great.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I wanted to share that there's concrete advice, concrete tips. For example, you talked about Archangel Michael and helping with mechanical issues. And I thought, oh my goodness, I need that. I'm divorced. I totally need help with that. And I utilized it yesterday and it worked immediately.
Oh, nice. I
And
love that.
and I also like the way that you emphasize that the angels don't want us to, deify them. I treat them every day like my friends, like
Yes.
respected, wonderful friends, and you emphasize that. And so I laugh with Archangel Michael, and that makes it more accessible for everyone. So anyone who's feeling intimidated, oh, the angels, no, they don't want us to deify them.
Yeah,
Um,
that's
yeah,
so
and I
true.
also, yeah, very true. And so I appreciate that you've reinforced that in your lessons, but also the fact that you brought up the ego. So I'm always very careful about, oh, that's my ego talking, and and stopping myself and thinking, where did this come from? Did it come from my ego? So I hope that in the classes at some point you talk about the ego, and if not, I hope you talk about it on these calls because it's really important.
Yeah, absolutely. It is. I think I talk about it in the Archangel Michael class, but have you been through that one all the way
Not
yet?
all of it because you
Okay.
have so much good content.
Right? That is so funny.
Yes,
Yes, that's where,
yes.
this is where abundance comes through is like when I teach a class, the angels share so much with me. And like, so anyway, there's no shortage of content, which is great. Cause then it also gives you like lots of things to choose from to teach. Cause you can teach all the content or you could just, pick certain bits and pieces you want to share. But anyway, I think I talk about it in the Archangel Michael class, but if I don't, then I'll talk about it in the live classes. Cause that is
Good,
important. It's
good.
like, and we will talk too about like how do you deal with self-doubt when it comes up, because I think it's important for us all to know what to do with our ego overall, but also in the moment. It's like, how do you deal with it in the moment? Like if you're about to market a class or you're about to teach and you're getting nervous and your ego is telling you you're not going to do a good job. It's like, how do you work with that in the moment? So I'll definitely be sharing some techniques with that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then just one other point, and that is that, you brought up earlier some history or obstacles or whatever it is. And
Mhm.
I always say we all have a story.
Yes.
Um, we all have challenges, and that's part of the ride, and that's part of the beauty. And whether it's my son having had cancer or divorce, whatever it is, we all have a story. And so we can't let those things hold us back.
Yep. Oh my gosh, that's so beautifully said. Thank you so much for saying that, Paulina. It's so true. We can't let those things hold us back. And it's like it can really actually be fuel for helping people, because it's like if we didn't
It
have,
is fuel.
yeah. And it's like if we didn't have that pain, how would we know how to relate to people who are in pain or who are just struggling with other life circumstances? So yeah. Yeah, that's such a good point. Thank you so much for sharing. You're amazing.
Thank you. So I've been writing down all these notes and trying to get in and talk. So that's it. I'll be quiet for now. So
Thank you so much for sharing. I love it. I'm glad the mic worked.
me too.
Thank you. Thank you. Yay. Yeah. And, it brings up such a good point because like so a few people have said, well, they're not going to teach about the angels like just like me, or like they're worried that they can't do it like me. And I'm saying, well, I don't want anyone to do it just like me because we are all unique and different. So it's like I want you all to teach about the angels the way you're guided to teach. And it might have similarities to me or might be totally different, like your own thing. But also one thing to think about too when you're tuning into all of this is who are you drawn to help? Do you want to work with kids, or do you want to work with teenagers, or do you want to work with single moms? Or we also have someone in the program who is Spanish speaking, fluent in Spanish, and she's going to be teaching in Spanish. So there's like lots of different possibilities to think about who are you being guided to help, and how are the angels a part of that. And you know, you might just say, oh, I just want to help anyone who wants help. That's fine too, but just start thinking about, like, is there a certain group you'd like to help, or maybe people who are struggling with alcoholism, or people who have lost a loved one. We have someone in the program who's gone through a lot of grief and loss. And so she's actually going to bring the angels to people who are grieving and who have lost a loved one. So there's so many possibilities, and that's what I'm excited to see, is all the creative ways that will be helping people with the angels. And I did share about this too in an email I just sent out on Saturday. Is I, like, a few people have asked me why I'm doing this certification, and like, am I kind of like, what's happening? Because I'm basically just giving you my class content. And what's really happening here is that basically, because I'm busy and because I'm now teaching about sacred sexuality, I just don't have the time and the bandwidth to teach everything that I'd like to teach. And so I no longer have time to actively teach the archangel activations. But I was sitting here, like, I'll show you, here's how the download came to create this certification. Is here's my notebook with like all of my, well, it's a little bit messy up front, but all of these beautiful activation sheets and outlines, and there's Archangel Gabriel. I was just flipping through my notebook, and I'm like, I've got all of this class content for these archangel activations, and I don't want this notebook to just be collecting dust, meaning I don't want the teachings to go to waste just because I don't have time to teach them right now. So then I was really called by the angels to create the certification. And so really, ultimately, the angels and I need your help to share these sacred teachings. And the benefit for you is you don't have to create the teachings because they're already created, but you can put your own spin on them for sure. Okay, cool. So let me see if there's anything else that the angels want me to share before we do the meditation. Just kind of tuning in. Okay, I think we're good to go. We'll do the meditation, and then I'll see if anybody has questions after that. So thank you all for being here. All right. So go ahead and take a nice deep breath and close your eyes. And we'll probably do the meditation, I'm going to say about 10 minutes or so. We'll see what the angels guide, but just to give your mind an idea. So just take a nice deep breath. Beautiful. And imagine that right next to you is a big worry basket. A big basket where you can place all your worries, all your busy thoughts. Just pull them out of your mind, out of your body, place them into that big basket. Beautiful. And we'll call on your guardian angels, and we'll ask the guardian angels to fill that basket with light and turn all that stress into light. Beautiful. And from here, start to imagine that there is a rainbow above your head. It's a big rainbow above you. And as you relax even more, allow that rainbow to enter in through the top of your head. And as it does, it becomes a rainbow relaxation, which flows all the way through your body. And allow that rainbow relaxation to relax the top of your head, your face, your mouth, your jaw, down through your neck. Like this amazing, invigorating light goes down through your shoulders, all the way through your arms, to your hands, to your fingertips. And this beautiful rainbow relaxation flows into your heart. Beautiful. Into your back and your lower back. Down through your stomach. And you might feel peaceful tingling sensations. You might feel a sense of lightness. And that rainbow relaxation goes down through your hips, into your legs, and goes all the way through your ankles, your feet, all the way to the tips of your toes. Beautiful. And so now your whole body is filled with this beautiful rainbow of light. And imagine that a big bubble of rainbow light circles around you. Beautiful. And from here we call upon the divine, we call upon God, Source, Spirit, Universe. We call upon your soul, your higher self. Good. And we call upon the angels of light. I'm going to call on the different archangels and just imagine that they start circling around you right now. Call upon Archangel Michael, angel of courage and strength. We call upon Archangel Jophiel, angel of joy and positivity. Notice how you feel as we call on these different angels. They all have their own unique feeling. We call upon Archangel Uriel, angel of clarity and wisdom. We call upon Archangel Raphael, angel of health and empowerment. We call upon Archangel Ariel, angel of abundance and the environment. We call upon Archangel Shamuel, angel of love and relationships. We call upon Maslakor, the money angel. We call upon Archangel Metatron, angel of authenticity and ascension. And we call upon Archangel Gabriel, angel of creativity and self-expression. We call upon the fairies of light, the nature angels. And we call upon Archangel Haniel, angel of intuition and divine feminine power. And last but not least, we call upon Archangel Galadriel, angel of faith and miracles. And just imagine all these angels are circling around you. Excuse me. And just imagine that they are just surrounding you with so much love. Excuse me. And now, these are the angels that are part of the Archangel Activation series. So just take a moment to just feel their love, And just notice anything that you notice. Beautiful. We'll even ask the angels, what do they want you to know? What do they want you to know? Good. And we'll ask them now, what is the next step for your life purpose? What is your next step? Beautiful. And we'll even ask, if you are considering the certification, we'll ask about that too. Is it for the highest good that you get certified to teach the Archangel activation? So is it for the highest good that you get certified to teach the Archangel activations? And notice anything you feel. Notice any sensations in your body. Notice anything you hear or see or know. Good. And if you are being called to the certification program, let's ask, what is holding you back? Beautiful. And from here, let's just ask if there's anything else that you need to know. Beautiful. And we'll ask the angels to circle around you even more with their love. And we'll even ask these angels to go into your life, into every aspect of your life, and to add their angelic light. So working with the angels, it's all about free will. They can't help us unless we ask. So take a moment to ask the angels to help you with something in your life. Like, just think of one specific thing that you would love their help with. Go ahead and ask them right now. Beautiful. And see it happening, exactly what you want. Imagine it happening. Feel it happening. Beautiful. I'm going to say thank you to the angels. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. And while we're together, let's also say a quick prayer for the coronavirus. And we'll just do what we can as a collective, as a group here right now. So we're just going to call on the angels of light and imagine the whole globe. Just like imagine what it looks like if you can see the whole planet all at once. Maybe just think of a globe. And we're just going to notice the virus, which is spread globally. Just kind of imagine what the virus looks like, the coronavirus. And we just, of course, work with we work with the highest good. So there is some reason this virus is spreading, and we're asking for the highest good to unfold. And if it's in alignment with divine law, with the highest good, we are now envisioning that the coronavirus dissolves into light. If that's for the highest good, just imagining that wherever the virus is, that it turns into pure light. So we surround all countries with light. We surround all the people that have been infected. We surround them all with light. And we just imagine that the spread of the virus comes to a quick, swift stop immediately. And that those who have been infected return to perfect divine health. And that the fear goes away. And just that everybody is radiant and healthy and happy. And that the virus just totally turns into light. And we thank the angels for their help with this. We ask the angels to help see this through into reality. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Beautiful. All right, and then just take your time. We'll slowly come back from the meditation. We'll just say thank you to the angels for showing up. They're going to stay circled around you. So even when we bring this call to a close, you'll still have the angels all with you. You can keep talking with them if you'd like. And they're there anytime you want to call on them. So just slowly bring yourself back. You might want to wiggle your fingers and toes and just take a nice deep breath. Bring yourself back. All right. Thank you, angels. That was beautiful. So I'd love to hear from you. Anybody who wants to share anything that came to you or any questions that you have. I'll stay on probably, I don't know, another 10 minutes or so. So just let me know if you have any more questions or anything that came to you in the meditation. I'd love to hear that too. And that reminds me, let me type into the chat box. I think you've all been getting my emails, but if you are being called to the program, here is the link so you can apply. There we go. Okay. That was beautiful. That was fun to feel the different angels all together. Usually, like in the Archangel activation classes, we work with one at a time, but that was really cool. That's literally the first time I've been guided to do that particular meditation that we just did, where you call them all in individually. It was so cool. Like I could feel their different energies. And yeah. And I love what Paulina said too about the practicality. That's so important to me, is that, you know, we elevate ourselves spiritually, we raise our vibration, we feel good, all of those vibrational alignments, but then we also make this practical in real life. And so in the Archangel activation classes, there's all these really cool techniques that you can use for yourself, as well as you can share with clients. So there's techniques for like, how do you boost your joy when you're feeling down? And how do you call on your confidence when you need your confidence? Like, how do you express your creativity? There's like all these really cool techniques that the angels have shared with me that you'll get to learn that are super fun. So absolutely. All right. I think, looks like a couple people are hopping off, so I know we should bring it to a close soon for the sake of time. But any other questions from anybody? Let me know. And like I said, you can email me any additional questions. I think I covered everything that I wanted to cover. Oh yeah, one more thing too is talking about practicality with abundance. Is a lot of times we talk about abundance, you know, in spiritual conversations, and we say like, I know I'm abundant, and I know that money is coming. And so one thing that's important is that money needs a channel to find you, or multiple channels to find you. Like money needs a pathway to get to you. And there's nothing wrong with making money. And there's nothing wrong with making money in a spiritual way, because money is not bad. A lot of people have had judgment around money, but money is fuel for fulfilling your divine life purpose. And money is actually an important part of planet Earth right now. So yes, it's not about doing things for money, but it's like when you are doing things from your heart, like sharing sacred teachings, it's absolutely okay to receive money in exchange. Money provides that energy exchange. You're giving and then you receive through the money. And so if you are looking to increase your income, if you're looking for like to increase your abundance, then it's important to have channels and pathways for money to come to you. And the Archangel activations is one of those pathways where money can come to you, and also where you can feel like you're really making a meaningful difference. Like that is actually way more fulfilling than money can ever be to any of us, is when we feel that we're helping others and that our contribution in the world matters. So I always think that's important too. I always, for some reason, think about like, when I get to the end of my life, will I be satisfied with my contributions in the world? Like, will I feel like I really gave my all and I really shared and helped people in deep, meaningful ways? And so like that helps me feel at peace at night, that I'm like, I am helping people. And of course I can step it up. Like I'm being asked to step my game up right now too, in a big way, with my new sexuality teachings. And so, and with the certification program. So anyway, point is like, what are you being called to step into? Are you willing to do that? And will you be happy with the decision that you make right now? So like, let's just say if you're on the fence, you're like, I don't know, I think I might do it. I don't know, maybe I won't. It's like, think a couple years from now, will you feel some level of regret? Like, oh, I should have done that certification. I'm still stuck where I was a couple years ago. Like fast forward a few years from now, will you look back at this decision and regret it? Or will you be grateful that you decided what you decide? You know, whatever that is, only you know what's right for you. And I will say, if you do feel like the sense of this program's in alignment, but you're hesitating, one other thing to keep in mind is that it's the only time I'm teaching it live. I might offer the program again in the future. I'm not sure, but if I do, it will be all pre-recorded classes. And so if you really know you love to interact and you'll get a lot from those interactions, then do it now. This is like such a perfect time, because we're doing the classes live. And then that means that you can participate, you can ask questions, you can meet the other participants and be inspired by that group energy, because we're creating this like beautiful vortex of love together. And it's just going to help everybody to like feel more inspired and take action and really like step up and share their gifts. So it's a good time to take advantage of that. Okay, let me see if there's anything else. I don't think there's anything else I want to share, and I'm asking the angels, and they're just like, let's just drift off into relaxation land, since you were just in that beautiful meditation. I'll just wrap this up, and if you want, you can continue communicating with the angels, feeling their loving presence. And like I said, I am available if you have questions. The applications are closing at the end of the day, Wednesday. So you've got today, Tuesday, and Wednesday to apply, and no obligation to apply. But if you do, it's at CourtneyLongAngels.com/AAFP. And I'm just excited for you. Whatever your decision is, I'm just honored to be in your circle, and like, thank you just for being part of my life. I just appreciate you all so, so much. And I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. I'm sending you lots and lots of love. Thank you, angels. Thank you to you, Earth Angels. And I will talk to you all soon. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for being here. Woohoo.